Hello my friends, today I am going to tell you about a program that allows you to immigrate to Canada for free. For those who do not have thousands of dollars to spend on immigration, and would like to take advantage of a free program, you have come to the right address. Follow this video step by step, and you will realize your immigration dream. You know it's expensive when you go through agencies. There are even some who spend all this money without having any results. But today, you are going to see how to immigrate not only without going through an agency to spend enough money, but also for free. That is, you are not going to pay and pay and pay every step of the way. No, you will immigrate for free. And this immigration is for everyone, regardless of what language you speak. Because some people believe that when you immigrate to Quebec, for example, you absolutely have to speak French. No. Whether you are French or English speaking, this program is for you. In this video I will show you how to do your procedure yourself, from your computer, without the need for anyone. And this procedure is for everyone. For all those who have an immigration project, I advise you to subscribe to the channel because our organization has been able to obtain information every time there is news on the subject of Canadian immigration, and of all updates arriving on this subject. As soon as there is an update, we are informed, and we will keep you informed of all updates and news regarding immigration to Canada. Now, we are going to go to Google. We type there IRMA interest request. You type IRMA interest request. This page opens. You see they're filling out a declaration of interest in immigrating to Quebec, because it is the province of Quebec which launched this immigration program. The province of Quebec is a province that functions somewhat in its own right in view of the conventions that took place between the province of Quebec and the federal state of Canada. Even though they have a common government which is the federal government, it functions in its own right. This is the reason why immigration to Quebec does not absolutely need the approval of the federal government, like immigration to all other provinces of Canada. So you click here on this link, complete a declaration of interest in immigrating to Quebec. That's it, filling out a declaration of interest in immigrating to Quebec under the regular skilled worker program. Subscribe to make your immigration project easier. Be careful, when we say qualified workers, do not think that these are qualified workers or workers who have a diploma. Qualification is a profession. When we talk about qualified work, we are referring to a profession. We are not referring to the diploma. A hairdresser who does good hair is a qualified worker for the hairdressing profession. A welder who welds well is a worker qualified for the welding trade. A farmer who does his agriculture well is a qualified worker for the profession of agriculture. You can see they're free. Because that's what interests us. It is because of this that I decided to present this program to you immediately. Because people spend a lot to come to Canada. There are application fees which go up to 4,000 Canadian dollars, 5,000 Canadian dollars. However, as it is free, I decided to share it with you because I know that everyone would like to have a better life. Okay, you come up here. Look there, about the regular skilled worker program, you click. I explained to you what qualified workers mean. This does not mean qualified workers only. You click there. About the regular program for skilled workers, that is to say someone who is qualified, who has a trade. You will see there, it is written. This program is for you. If you wish to immigrate to Quebec permanently to work there. Yes, because Canadians would like people who immigrate to stay in Canada for a long time. In this program you must declare your interest in immigrating to Quebec to work there. If your profile matches the criteria sought in Quebec, you will receive an invitation to submit a selection request. This means that there is a selection that is made. When you apply, we look at your file in relation to the needs they have, and we select. But everything is free. You just have to sit down at your computer and apply. There are people who have spent 6,000 Canadian dollars for nothing, without having any results, through agencies. And we tell you again here, I read like that why? So that you understand well. We tell you again here, to be one of the people selected, you must have professional training and skills. You see professionals, a profession. A mechanic has a profession, he is a mechanic. It's not just for graduates. I say that because when many people hear qualified, they only think of the diploma. No, it's for everyone. Graduate or not graduate. The main thing is to have a professional qualification, a qualification, which will facilitate employment integration in Quebec. Other factors are taken into account. Here are other factors that are taken into account. There is linguistic knowledge. If you know how to speak French, it's normal that you have an advantage. If you speak French and English, it's still great because Quebec is a Canadian province, and Canada is a bilingual country. So in Quebec, even if the official language is French, we need to speak French and English. If you speak French and English, it's still great. Your age. Age also matters. About age, I'll give you a tip. For those who are married or cohabiting. For such a program, you look at the age, you take in the couple, since it is a program where you immigrate as a family, with your wife or your husband and your children. For those who are married or cohabiting, you look in the couple, the person who is younger in age, and who has the qualifications. This is the person you put forward. Because it is a program where the person who leaves goes with their whole family. Your age, the characteristics of your spouse. That's what I just told you. The characteristics of your spouse. The characteristics of your spouse also play a role. And the presence of children. You know that in the West in general, we rarely give birth. And this program still has a special advantage. You know, in Quebec, the community of life is recognized. Well, the person doesn't absolutely have to be your husband or wife. But it could be someone you've shared your life with for years. You will just have to prove that you have had a community of life for years. You see there, these factors and their criteria are evaluated using a selection grid. We'll look at the selection grid, we'll click on that, it's a PDF. The selection grid is the grid from which you are given the points to be able to go to Canada. There is your professional training, there is your professional experience, there is your age which is a criterion of selection, your linguistic knowledge, French, English, which is a selection criterion. Knowledge of these two languages, stays and family in Quebec, which is a selection criterion. When you have a family in Quebec, it is a selection criterion. And if you have already been to Quebec, this is a selection criterion. And now the characteristics of your spouse or common law partner. That's what I told you earlier. Quebec recognizes the de facto spouse, that is to say what is called cohabitation. If there is evidence of living together. They call it common law spouse here. It is common law, because it is a legal theme recognized by Quebec law. The common law partner, their characteristics, their level of education, that plays a role. His field of training plays a role, his age plays a role, this linguistic knowledge plays a role. We also see here that, if you already have a job in Quebec, it is an advantage. If you have an employer in Quebec, this is an advantage. If you have a job in one of these regions, this is an advantage. If you also have children, this is an advantage. You see there too, the children give the points. And at the end, we total up the points. Here you see the threshold for passing the preliminary examination and selection, without spouse, with spouse. You see, if you are single, you must have 50 points. If you have a spouse, you must have 59 points. We calculate all these points. I.e., you can already by embarking on this immigration process, know how many points you and your spouse or common law partner have. Or as we say concubine or concubine. You can already calculate your points, so that when you show up, you can know if your file is going to be selected or not already. You see, it's put there so people don't waste their time. You see, it is something concrete, precise, certain. When your points are good, you already know that you are going to be selected. If it's not good, it doesn't matter, there are always other ways. We return to the application page. You click here, complete a declaration of interest in immigrating to Quebec. And you see there, You can declare your interest in immigrating to Quebec to work there at any time. And we tell you that no document is required at this stage. I told you well. You click here on completing a declaration of interest in immigrating to Quebec. The first condition that interests us here is free. You see that it's free. Here we have free of charge, conditions, validity, information to provide. How to complete your declaration of interests, agreeing to link with an employer, communication in the IRIMA platform. This is free here. The declaration of interests is done online free of charge. It's done online for free, and it's well written here. It is not necessary to use the services of a paid person to complete an expression of interest. You see, if you go to an agency, they're going to charge you 4,000 Canadian dollars for that, and they're going to charge 4,000 Canadian dollars to do exactly what we're doing. You should know that this Mac channel is a channel that gives you opportunities. Subscribe, and you will have more opportunities for your future. And it says there, if you choose to have a person represent you and list them, make sure that they are one of the people authorized to do so by the Minister of Immigration, Federation and the Integration. For all the details, consult the page about being represented in immigration procedures. Here, now you see the conditions. Must be 18 years or older. You must intend to reside there. You must intend to work in Quebec. These are the conditions. The validity. We say from the moment you submit your expression of interest, it remains valid for 1 year. It remains valid for 1 year, from the moment you submit your expression of interest. And it is said that if you have not received an invitation to apply for permanent selection within this period, your expression of interest will become invalid. This means that you were not selected. Well, in any case, you have seen the calculation criterion. When you calculate it yourself, and you see that you are at 50 if you are single or at 59 if you are married, that means that we will automatically select you. And we will send you a letter letting you know that you have been selected. It is still written. You cannot extend or renew it, but you can create a new one for free. If your selection criterion changes in the meantime. If you have not been selected for a year, and your selection criterion selection has changed in the meantime. Suppose that in the meantime your wife has completed a diploma or a child has been born in the family. Because all that gives you points. You restart the request. You can renew it free of charge if you wish. The information you entered in your first declaration of interest will be transcribed in your new declaration. You can withdraw your declaration of interest. In any case, here is the information to provide. You must provide the following information in the Declaration of Interests form. Personal information, contact details, family situation, status in Quebec, education, professional background. If you have a valid job offer from the Ministry of Immigration and Quebec Francisation, you also put it. Knowledge of French and English. You put them, and the other additional information, you put them. You put all this information here. You must also provide information about your spouse. I'm not going to read everything so it doesn't take too long. You see, you have to provide all this information. And now, here we explain to you how to complete your declaration of interest. If you wish to immigrate to Quebec as part of the regular skilled worker program, you must create an account on the IRIMA platform. There is something positive that makes me come back here. It says that your spouse or spouse can also complete their own declaration of interest, but you must indicate this in the form. You can even fill this with 2 people. You can fill this in pairs, each on one side. You have to read that carefully. It says here you can update your expression of interest form at any time, even after you have submitted it. The following documents could be useful to you in completing the declarations of interest. The results of the test. There is a test. There is a French test that you have to take, the TEF. A comparative evaluation of the studies you have done outside Quebec. Your job offer, your diplomas. Once you have calculated your points and see that you are in the selection train, you complete your expression of interest. Here we are told how to complete your declaration of interest. If you wish to immigrate to Canada under the regular skilled work program, You must create an account on the Arima platform. You can then complete and submit the Declaration of Interests form. From the date of creation of your declarations of interest, you have 90 days to complete and submit it. After this period, your form will be deleted. In case of need, consult the tutorials designed for the ease of your experience in Arima. There are tutorials that are designed for that. If we click there, here are the tutorials that will facilitate our experience at Arima. Regular Skilled Worker Program, Declaration of Interests, Quebec Experience Program. There are several immigration programs that we see here. Permanent Immigration Pilot Program, Foreign Student Program. There are several immigration programs only for Quebec, just for Quebec. Program for Refugees Abroad. Several immigration programs. But here's what interests us. Regular Skilled Worker Program. We click on it, it will take you here to complete and submit your expression of interest. Create a profile, modify a profile, personal information. We have all the information here. To complete and submit your expression of interest with the help of a representative. That's if you're under 18. You are told to create a profile. If we click here, you will see, we will be told how to create a profile. Here is the video that opens. We click on the video. She will tell us how to create a profile. The video explains everything. Create your profile. The video explains everything to you. How to create a profile. Everything is explained in the video. The video explains everything to you. Everything is explained, and know that this is why we are taking $4,000 from you. You must thank the Mac channel, you must thank us, the entire IT team. For that, there are people who spend up to 10,000 Canadian dollars. And there are even some who spend money, and who do not have a visa because the person or agency in charge did not tell them the complete truth. She calculated the points, it didn't reach 50, but as she knew she had to take $5,000, she launched the file, she took money. That's why you need to subscribe. You should share the video if you are not selfish and want others to benefit. Please note that for the information channel, we are subscribed to be informed of everything that is current concerning immigration to Canada. Our organization has fulfilled the conditions for this approval. Well, if you want to have news regarding immigration to Canada, subscribe to the channel Mac. This is the video to see how to modify a profile. We saw how to create a profile. Here is the video to see how to modify a profile. Everything is explained to you. And we will now see here the video of personal information. The video of personal information. We tell you how to include, how to give your information and everything. You click on Start. We tell you how to give your information. Everything is explained. We are going to return to the page where we were. Here it is accepted to be linked to an employer. You can accept that your profile is visible to Quebec companies in the employer portal search tool. Thus, companies could contact you to recruit you as a worker, or temporary or permanent foreign worker. You have the possibility, once you have created an account there, to make your profile visible to all employers in Quebec. You see that? All employers in Quebec, so that we can recruit you directly even though you are not even in Quebec yet. It will make it easier, it will still give you maximum points. Subscribe. I told you that our organization is connected to the Canadian government to have news and updates on any immigration project in Canada. Subscribe to get them. As soon as we have information, we will come and give it to you. As soon as we have information, we will come and give it to you. Subscribe to Mac for all those who want to immigrate to Canada, have updated information for immigration. We have been approved and chosen to have all the news, all the updates on immigration from the federal government Canadien. It's written there, you always receive a notice by mail when a communication is deposited in the messaging system of your Arima account. As soon as you have a communication in your account that you created, the mail is sent directly to you by your email, which you have deposited there in the account. You receive a notice directly by mail. Now what we are going to do, We are going to create our account here, in terms of how to fill out your declaration of interests. You've seen the videos that allow you to do this peacefully. Here again, the tutorials that will allow you to do it. When you watch the tutorials, you kind of like that. Create an account on the Arima platform. You will click there to create our account. You see that we are here on the Arima platform. Here you click on Access Online Services, follow your request. This is when you have already created an account. We will create the account. This is for those who already have an account, they log in directly. If you don't have an account, you click on Create an account, you click on that, Create an account. To register, we will ask you for your email address, your password, you will confirm the password, and here, Register Me there will be blue, and you will click on Register. And you will have created your account, that's how it is. We have shown you a method to be able to immigrate peacefully to Quebec. We will show you others. People take 5,000 Canadian dollars for that. We show you this for free. Subscribe to the channel. I told you we are connected. We are connected so that we are informed every time there is a new immigration or an update for existing immigrations in Canada, from the federal government, not just from Quebec, throughout all of Canada. So subscribe to get all this on time, to be directly informed. Our pleasure is to offer you this for free, for the change of your life, and not only your life and the life of your family, your wives and your husbands, and your children. We wish you a good luck with your immigration to Canada. Follow these steps, subscribe, you will immigrate to Canada as many have done, others have gone through agencies. Others may have had the chance that we are giving you today to be able to immigrate, by completing your entire file yourself. Okay, we wish you good luck, and like I said, if you want to succeed and make others succeed like you, share the video. It's always good to have everyone around you who is comfortable, so that no one bothers you. We wish you a good day and good luck.